And we got it. Woo hoo hoo. And now, yes, elegant. Yeah, that's it. You can do it at home. So I've got two Foxes 34 and they work in the same manner. Unlocked, everything fine. Locked, no change. So locking doesn't have any impact on how the fork works. Both the factory, the most expensive one, and the lower priced 34 have same problem, and there are two reasons for that. We're gonna fix them both now. This is the twister. On the other bike I have this push to lock remote control. I'm unlocking like this and locking like this. Don't pay any attention to the direction of rotation because this is supposed to be on the left side. I have it on the right side. On the left side you would actually pull, just as we are now with the camera, to unlock and push to lock. What is important? When you are releasing the cable, it will be locked. When I'm pulling on it, you can see just a little bit of pull because it's stuck. That's unlocked position. And when I'm releasing the cable and you see the damper doesn't actually move, this is lock position. So the other remote would be called push to lock. So release the cable to lock it. Basically, this is just a bad design and I don't recommend this. I never had the problem with RockShox getting stuck. But anyway, we have a bearing just underneath this blue cap, and it's so easy for the water and dirt to get into it. That's number one. And number two, there is a spring, you're going to see it in a second, which doesn't have enough force to pull the cable out of your housing and of your lever, remote lever, so that it would actually lock it. It would turn this blue thing clockwise. We're going to fix it now. And I'm going to start with just basic cleaning from the outside. Now I'm going to release the cable, so this will be locked position. Now I'm removing the cable. Just bear in mind that sometimes the cable will become so frayed it will be difficult for you to thread it again back into place. So sometimes you would need to actually have new cable prepared for this job. Tick. 2 millimeters Allen key. I'm removing this bolt completely. Now the cable. Now I'm going to try to keep my cable here without removing it from this cable guide. Here, 2.5 millimeter. Okay, you're a little bit forward now in the video, but before you remove the spring, you can remove this black plastic thing in order to see where the spring was attached. Żeby zobaczyć, gdzie jest zahamowanie. Now I can see where the spring is. It's good to see it because after cleaning the bearing, we also need to put more tension on the spring. So I'm marking it. Now I recommend not to remove the whole thing, just keep this black piece in place so that we can somehow remove the blue one. We need to get into the bearing. How I'm doing it? I'm using a flat screwdriver. I don't want to scratch this all around, so it goes inside. And now I'm trying to pull it upwards, left, right, left, right. You can hear the movement. And we got it. Now we can see the bearing. And the bearing is totally stuck. Okay, can you see this gap right here? That's where the dirt comes in. And when just 3 pieces of sand go in there, the lockout won't work. So removing it and cleaning will be fine, but I recommend starting with just simple methods like using a degreaser and a compressor. And now, yes, elegant, yeah, that's it. Fresh breath for our RockShox. Fox. And so the best idea here would be to replace the bearing, but I want to see how it looks inside. Woo-hoo-hoo. It's impossible for this bearing to work. And you cannot do it somehow. It has to be super smooth, because otherwise, again, that spring won't have enough power to move it. And mine is... And instead of putting grease, like usually I would tell you, put a lot of grease here, I'm putting the PTFE chain loop right here with some wax, because I want this to work smooth. But this is a test. I haven't done this with these bearings on Foxes before. I hope it will work, just as I am imagining it. Looking good. Now the seal, and it wasn't damaged during the removal. Everything around is clean. This part is also clean. You see this moving part? Now I'm opening it, pulling on the cable, and now I'm releasing the cable, right? Push to lock. So to the right, clockwise. When you feel it stops, that's it. Now the spring, you cannot do it wrong here. There is one little hole, and it sits like that. It was like that. I want to have more tension on the spring. I'm gonna go to this side. 1, 2. It was here, now it's here. This is the last thing we need to do. But the problem we're gonna solve here is that even when you change the position of the spring, let's say 1, 2 holes, right? So, okay, the position of the spring is changed. Great, so now I will have more tension on the spring. No, because if you simply slide this thing down and tighten the cable, the same amount of cable being pulled into the housing by your remote lever, I'm doing it right now, right, will give us again the same amount of force or tension of the spring. What we need to do is to actually have this spring put into both parts, the upper one and the lower one. So we need to assemble it and put the tension, the preload on it by ourselves. And only then can we slide this down into our fork leg. And don't you think that you can simply put it all the way down and then preload and then tighten this cable, because you will already be opening your cartridge, right? So you cannot assemble this and then move it, because you will open your cartridge. It has to be completely locked. So once again, clockwise. This is counter, this is clockwise. Okay, it's locked. And now we do this. You might ask somebody for help. I'm gonna do it with 2 hands. First step, I'm gonna put my spring into that hole. The second step is to remove this. And I'm being careful not to lose my cable. It's frayed, so it will be difficult for me to thread it back. This is the hole marked. Okay, I went 2 holes further. Let's say I have my cable mount right there, this little hole for the screw on the 1 o'clock. I'm gonna change its position to about 9 o'clock. Now I'm using my Allen key to put it in the preload position. I got the preload. Now I'm gonna install this rebound adjuster. My remote lockout is in the locked position, so the cable released. Now I'm pulling on the cable. Oh, it's frayed. It's actually, yeah, it's broken here a little, but I'm gonna use this one. Open, locked, open, locked, and 2 more tips just at the end. If it works, this is open, this is locked, but you can see that the movement of this unit here at the end is slower, and actually you can pull it even more, a little more with your fingers. That means you have still too low tension on that spring, so you need to put more preload on it. And number 2, while putting the preload, you see this is the open position, So if this mounting bolt was further, it would already go to the guide for the cable, for the housing. So the starting position when it's locked, so when you mount it, is if the front of the bike is 12 o'clock, the rear of the bike is here is 6 o'clock. I have it at 5:30, and that's, I would say, the optimal position for this thing. And it works beautifully. Let me show you. Open, locked, open, locked. I'm happy I was able to fix both my Foxes. And I hope it will be pretty easy for you to understand what's the problem. I think it will be. Just the preload can be a little bit tricky, but if you have somebody to help you, it will be okay. One thing we haven't fixed is that, you see, the blue thing, the black thing, here's the silver thing, and this is the outer race of your bearing. And this is pointless to do it like that. Dear Fox, I'm not an engineer, but it lies down horizontally, and you've made this lip right here, and this lip actually forces water to go inside and stay right here. This is stupid design, and the only thing for us to do now would be to put a lot of grease here, but then we'll attract a lot of dirt riding in the dry conditions. So some kind of rubber cover would help. This won't last one muddy race, believe me. So if you go for a muddy race, you need to somehow cover it, and if you have some ideas for that, let us know. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.